Good afternoon. This is the Dial Virtual School Edgenuity webcast for Thursday, March 12th, 2020. I want to welcome everyone to this meeting today. We're just going to go ahead and go over a few things. It should not take very long. And this will be our last webcast for this school year. And then in May, we will do a live Zoom meeting where we will all join on the meeting together and kind of wrap up the year and talk about how the year went. So looking forward to that. Can't believe we're already talking about the end of the school year. It's crazy. I feel like this year went very, very fast. But that's how it always goes, it seems like. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Just a few things with Edgenuity. We always start off with just kind of going over a few things. Just some reminders mainly. I think, the more I kind of repeat myself, the better it is, where you can kind of remember things. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I've said that already, and then I maybe haven't said it for a very long time, and I think people forget, the process or how things go sometimes. So I'm trying to just kind of repeat and kind of keep the same things with Edgenuity as I've had in the past, but as well keep you updated with all of their changes that they make to the website as well, or to their platform as well. So just as usual, when you guys go to your dashboard, be looking for those alerts over here to the left. You'll see either yellow or red is your main colors. The yellow is the activities that need grading, and red are the student needs that are out of retakes and need more retakes. So just make sure you're looking at those alerts. Make sure you're looking at the days since last action. If they haven't been in their course for a very long time, make sure that you're contacting them, making sure that ask them what's going on, just to kind of keep that communication going. If they don't get back to you, then I would say the couple times that you reach out, if they don't get back to you, then I wouldn't reach out to them until you see action in their course or they reach back out to you. I don't expect you to send them an email every single time if they're not responding back to you. I feel like that's just kind of a waste of time on your end. So I say, if you reach out to them 2 or 3 times and they haven't reached back to you, you can send an email to the mentor, to their site coordinator, and reach out to them to get information to see, hey, why have they stopped working? Are they going to continue working and such, just so you have some information on that student. And once you do, maybe make yourself a note. This is what the student is up to. This is what's happening, just so that you can kind of keep tabs on them on their situation. Because a lot of times a student might not be in their course for 65 days, and then you'll see they'll come back eventually and they'll start working again. That happens, especially with a lot of the OLC students. You'll see that they maybe been gone for 6 weeks and then they'll come back and continue to work. So, it's just good to kind of get an underlying idea of what the student is going through and what's happening. We're not there, we don't see them, we're not face to face with them every day, so we do not know what's going on in their life. So just kind of continuing that communication is key for this type of learning. So just be in touch with them as far as, looking at this number. I'd say within 5 to 10 days, if they have not been in the course, make sure you're making contact with them. And if they're not making contact with you, then contact their e-mentor or their site coordinator. And then I always pay attention to these start and target dates. There might be some in here that I haven't updated. I do try to get in there and update those as much as I can so that they can kind of stay on task and their assignment calendar can populate correctly. So I do want you to know I do kind of pay attention to those. And then I also pay attention as far as that 12-month period, if a student is past their 12 months. I kind of I don't take a student out of their course if they're past the 12 months until that date arrives or after that date, because then that gives you guys time to kind of let me know or check on those students and then let me know that their 12 months are up. So I do leave them in there for the full 12 months unless I'm told by the district to take them out. But other than that, you'll notice, the start date you know, is always going to be, I'm always going to kind of keep those up to date. So you'll see a lot of these students here from OLC that started 3/19/2019. So their year's up, going to be up next week already. So I do, you know, still have them in there, but you'll see that they're all past 300 days. So obviously they're probably not going to be going in and doing any work now or anytime soon. So I could take them out now, but I do leave them in there just because I want you guys to, you know, keep tabs on all your students and make sure you're getting paid for the students that you submit for. So anytime that you see a student that, you know, they're 12 months or up, you know, on that date or close to that date, you can send me an email, say, you know, Katie, this student, whatever her last name is, her is past her 12 months. Her 12 months is on 3/19/2019, and she's only completed 12.5% of the course. So then what happens, you guys can put them on your voucher. I will submit, and then I will go in and take them out of their course. I do not let you know when a student's past their 12 months. That is your responsibility to let me know that. And so, you know, if you submit for them and tell me that they're 12 months up and put them on your voucher, great. If you don't, then and they've done some work in their course, then you won't get paid for that student. So it's your responsibility to let me know and to put that student on your voucher in order to get paid for those students. I will not let you know when a student's 12 months are up, unless we get a withdrawal registration in our office here. If we get withdrawals from the district, then, and it's before their 12 months are up, then I will go ahead and send an email to you guys in regards to that, so you know. Okay. And then also progress. You'll see, you know, if it's highlighted in red, it means they're behind target, and if it's not highlighted, it means they're ahead, or they're on task. So just kind of be aware of all those. Nothing has changed with the dashboard. Remember, you know, you can go to group, and then you can, if I go into my group, and you can change the schools from here and pull up your different schools if you need to look for different students and in different schools. So you'll notice that this Dial Virtual School IS site has a lot of alerts. So we do have a lot of students that are working there. And so make sure that you're checking on those, as well as our 100% completers. You'll notice that we do have some students on this site that have completed their course. That's not what I want. Go this way. So make sure that you're getting me those names for those students that have completed already, so I can get those sent to the district. So you guys do overall do a really good job of that, but sometimes we have students that kind of are sitting here for a while, so we don't want that to happen, especially if they're done with their course. We want to try to get that information as soon as we can to the district so they can get that documented. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, turn vouchers in 25th of each month. If you don't have a lot of students that complete within a month, you can send that voucher anytime. If you have a lot of students that complete within a month, then just hold off and wait until the 25th and send that in. I think that works the best. Impersonate. I was going to show you with the new managed students update, the how to impersonate student is a little different. I was going to go through that with you here. How you're going to go to impersonate is you're going to click on the square next to the student name. You're going to go to more, and down here in account security, you're going to see impersonate. So that's how you will get to impersonate now that they have updated the managed students page. Okay. Wanted to inform you on that. Managed students update, that is the same as before. You'll notice that they have updated that. You'll see that like you can filter by any of these different categories here within your managed students page. When you go to manage students, what I've been doing lately is searching for the student name here. And that will pull up, you know, if you just search for the first or last name, that'll pull up all those students. even you can do just, the first letter of their name. If you want to do B, it's going to pull up all the students that their last name start with a B. Okay, so that's another way that you can search for a student. If you like the previous Image Students page, you can still use that. They have the link up here. If you click on that, that's going to take you back to the alphabet up here, and then you can just click on any letter, and then that will take you to all of the students that are have the last name with the letter T. So you can use the old version as well. It's totally up to what you like and what you're used to. Up here you can see they have archived and user groups. So if you are trying to look for a student that's possibly archived, you just have to click on this tab and then type in their name, and then that will pull up that student for you. But anyway, I'm definitely getting used to this. I know it was a little struggle for me to kind of use this format, but I am liking it now. Once I've started using it a little bit more. Obviously once you get used to something and then there's a change, then it's hard to switch over sometimes, but I do like it, and it's been going fine for me when I've been using it. So that is that with the Manage Students page. Progress report update. Okay, they have changed, which you guys have probably noticed. When you go in and check on a student, you'll notice that the progress report is updated. Now this one isn't really showing a whole lot, but you notice they have these little icons here, the eye with information, extra information. If you just put your cursor over it, it actually is going to explain what that section is or what that means, what the overall grade means, what the estimated time remaining means, what does relative grade mean, actual grade, daily goal. The estimated time remaining and daily goal are new. They added those on there. So you'll notice that estimated time remaining in this course is 53 hours he has left. If he works an hour and 14 minutes a day, he should be able to finish by May 15th, by the target date. So they have added those things on there too. And I think maybe the target completion, well, that might have been on there already. But they also added new bars up here as well. I was trying to think. This green is just the grade. And this yellow line is the target completion line. So this is where he should be. And then this line is where he's at right now, which is the 2%, which he's behind. So they did add the target completion line in here for the progress report. But I think I like it. It's given the students and the people that are checking on students more feedback and more information as far as how they're doing in their course. So I think it's a good thing they've updated that a little bit. But anyway, if you have any questions on this, let me know. But yeah, the students should see this on their end. And any, like the site coordinators at OLC will notice this as well. This will show up for them too when they log in and check on students. So we'll go on to B here. Mentors and parents receiving weekly updates on student progress reports is not working currently. I have received the last couple of weeks a couple emails on people not receiving their weekly progress report update for students. This is a known problem that Edgenuity is having right now. So if you have any parents or anybody at the district that is sends you an email or is wondering about this, just tell them that Edgenuity is working on it. They're aware of the problem and they're in the process of fixing it. Once it does get fixed, they're going to let me know, and then I can let everybody else know as well. So right now, it is not working. C. If a student doesn't work in a course, you will get paid unless they drop within the 2-week drop period. I kept this on here from our last webcast. I just want to kind of keep reminding you that you do get paid for students that do some work in their course if they're past that 2-week mark. If they do 0.1%, if they do 1%, if they do 0.9%, doesn't matter. If they do some work, you will get paid, but it has to be after that 2-week drop period. And so you can go ahead and put that student on your voucher. So you don't need to send me an email and ask me, hey, well, can I put the student on my voucher? You know, if a student does work, It's within that, past that 2-week grace period, they withdraw, something happens, they're, in the course a month, and they've done, 0.1% of the course only, then you will get paid. You can put that student on your voucher and get paid for that student because you are doing the work to send emails, check the progress. So we do want to compensate you for that. Core board meetings are the first Thursday after the first full week. You should receive payments by the 10th of the month. So I just want to remind you of when you will get paid. Send in your vouchers the 25th of the month. I will submit those, and then the following month you will get paid by the 10th. Our website, do you want to kind of take you to our website? We did added one thing in there for Edgenuity. We added a tab for Edgenuity resources, just so you know. If you have anybody that's questioning Edgenuity or wants more information or even wants to kind of see what it looks like, we did add the student orientation video on here. This is what the students watch when they log into Edgenuity for the first time. We also have a student contract that districts can use for like a resource or for like just like a document to have as far as if their student is taking an online class. Some just requirements for success, time commitment, just some information on here that's going to help them better succeed in the program. So we did add that there just for some more information for families and districts. We added student goals. Edgenuity student goal sheet. This is another thing that districts can use, and they can track their goals and progress. I set and meet my own goals. I use student name, the courses that they're in. And then this is kind of maybe something that the e-mentor or someone at the district can kind of keep track of if they want to have some sort of documentation for the students that are taking online courses. Another thing we have is tips for success. This is just another resource, considerations for student success for students that are taking online courses. This is just some good information, some feedback to kind of give those students in case they haven't taken an online course before, or you have a student that maybe isn't a great student and you want them to be aware of what to expect for online courses. So this is just a good resource, good information for districts that they can use. So I wanted to show you that. Let's see, OLC students. So I just want to remind you about OLC just a little bit. I know I've had some emails and some questions about what students need to have what percentage the students need to have in order to pass. So it's a 60%. They need to have a 60% in order to pass the course. So if they have a 56, 54, 55, whatever it may be, they will need to redo some activities in order to get that grade up to a 60%. So if you have a student that is below that 60, please be in contact with them. You don't need to let me know really unless it's prolonging and the student's not working on it. Then you can kind of reach out to me and I can be in contact with the site coordinator to see if we can get that student finished. Yeah, just being in contact with the student, with the site coordinator, say, hey, the student completed with this percentage, he's not at that 60% mark. I have reset these assignments to have him redo in order to get to that 60%. And I would just go ahead and reset the assignments right away. Don't wait to hear back from them. Don't send them an email and say, hey, would you like me to reset assignments? Just reset some low-graded assignments, whatever it may be. If you want to do the quizzes, maybe there's some really low projects or labs or something that they did not do, then go in and reset those. And then also I would CC the site coordinator on a lot of those conversations because they do work closely with a lot of the students and help those students. So make sure you're CCing the site coordinators on those emails. But yeah, just go and reset some assignments and say, here's what I've reset. And then when you reset, that's going to automatically take that student to that assignment and have them do it. If you just give them a retake, the student actually has to go in and try to find the assignment. So if you list what it is, they should be able to find it that way. So just make sure you're in contact with them. I know sometimes if you wait on them to reply back to you, it could be weeks. Just because it's always hit and miss with, with them as far as communication goes. So just be aware of that, okay? If you have any questions on that, just let me know. Cheating. Okay, so I have been aware of some cheating going on within the Edgenuity platform. One of our teachers did email me, and they did actually kind of go into Brainly and Quizlet here and type in some questions to see if some answers would pull up. And it does appear that if there is like a specific question within a math course, they type that in there, they will get the correct answer sent to them through Brainly or Quizlet. And so she did make me aware of this, and I did send this information to Edgenuity. They are aware of it as well. They are working with Brainly and Quizlet to get all of that information off of their site. I'm sure that's probably going to take some time in order to get all of that information down. I don't know how that works exactly, but it probably is going to take a little bit of time. But if you continue to go onto Brainly and Quizlet and type in some questions, and if you get the correct answer, send that information to me, and then I can forward that to Edgenuity, and then they can go in and take that specific question down and take that information off that site. I am currently trying to think of ways we can kind of make this better for you guys as teachers. You're not always having to go into Brainly and Quizlet and search it and see if they cheated or not. And I know sometimes you can tell, and that's great. But I am trying to work on a way that we can better do what we do better without students being able to cheat. So I'm trying to find ways. It's difficult because we're not just in one district, we're in multiple districts. So it's not something that we can just set up. It's something that I have to kind of think about and think about the right way to go about it. And I don't know if there's anything that we can do exactly. So I'm going to have more conversations with Edgenuity in regards to this. So hopefully by next school year, I don't know, we kind of have something put in place as far as this whole goes. But as far as the cheating, I did want to pull up just our calendars and policies, and just let you know that this is kind of what we have in our policies as far as when students cheat. And what I have said in the past is, if a student cheats, I kind of leave it up to your discretion on how you want to deal with it. But normally, you kind of give them that verbal warning, that first warning, and then maybe give them a second chance. If they do it again, then you give them a 0. If you feel like you don't tolerate any of that and you want to give them a 0 right away, I'm fine with that. But this is what we have in our policies. It says, students will follow all of their rules specified by the teacher and classroom facilitator. The procedures for students who do not follow the above listed rules are listed below. So basically above is just talking about the student code of conduct, the standards that are expected of them, the appropriate language that's required. And I know sometimes we get some bad language that's sent. Commitment to academic integrity, work on your own assignment, no plagiarism, expected to comply with my local school district acceptable use policy regarding use of computers, and then you follow the classroom procedures. So if they don't follow these, then the first offense, the students will be given a verbal warning until that his or her parents or guardian may be notified by letter from their district of the infraction. So that's what happens if a student is found cheating in the first offense. Any other infraction will be handled by the district policy. So, if they continue to cheat and cheat and cheat, then this is saying that we reach out to the district and say, how do you want me to handle this? or what is your district's policy on cheating? And then you can kind of follow what they do as in regards to their cheating policy. And I know there was a district that did contact us about giving the student a 0 because that's what their policy says, that if a student cheats, then they get a 0. So I know districts are willing to work with us on that and let us know what their policy is, but you might need to ask them how they handle it and what they need to do, because their first time is a warning, and the second time is handled by district policy. And we normally probably this summer when we go over these policies, we'll talk about this a little bit more as far as if we want to have everybody do this, or if we want to have our own policy when it comes to cheating. You know, we need to kind of always talk about that. Like, do we want to have everybody within Dial Virtual School follow our own cheating policy, or if we want to just kind of keep it like this, where, you know, we'll follow the district's policy. So this is something that, you know, I've always got a question in my mind, how we should handle it, how we should have set it up. But it's always good for some conversation, I think, among staff and teachers. So we'll kind of talk about this summer and try to get something resolved there. But this is right now, currently, if a student cheats, this is what happens. This is what should happen. Okay? If you guys have any questions about that, shoot me an email and let me know. Okay? All right, let's go back. Okay, the South Dakota Virtual School Fall Survey student results. I have, which I don't know where they are. Did I close out of them? I might have closed out of them. Okay, bear with me. Downloads. There we go. That's not what I want. Where is it? Oh yeah, this is what I want. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so this is our survey results. We send out a link for students to fill out a survey every fall and spring. So this is the fall results. You'll see there's just generic questions here that we ask everybody that everybody answers. And then if you scroll down, you'll see that we separated it into Edgenuity courses, students that take only Edgenuity courses, and then students that only take Blackboard courses, and then mark the results here. So just a few of the first initial questions that we ask is, you know, what grade you're in. 54 students said they're in 10th grade, so that's where the majority of our students are as far as grade level. Main reason for enrolling in an online course, you got 31 students that said scheduling issues, interest, convenience, personal reasons. How many online courses did you take this semester? 87 only said 1, but we had still a good number that have taken 2 and 3 as well. I most often access my online course during a designated period of the school day. So if you scroll down, I'm not going to go through all these. If you, I'll send this document over when I send you the link for the webcast, but you can go ahead and look at these yourself. But overall, they were pretty good. The main one that I do want to talk about is this question number 8, communication with the teacher and other students. This is one that I always look at to see where we're at as far as the responses go. 23 said great, 32 said good, 28 said fair, and 13 said poor. So this number is a little high. I don't really like to see any number here really as far as communication with the teacher. We do need to make sure that we are communicating with the student on a regular basis and make sure students aren't waiting for our answers or waiting for our replies for a long period of time. So we need to try to get this number down as we can as far, and you know, this fair, I mean, it's okay, but you know, obviously we want our higher numbers here. So just keep working on this. And I know we can do better than that, but overall we're doing fine. Okay, other than that, you can go ahead and look through these yourself as far as, you know, the numbers and the results go. I'm not going to go through all those. So I will send this over, and you can take a look at it on your own time. Okay. Let's see, I think that's it. So the last thing I have on here are just our staff meeting date for May, which I have for May 20th. You know, I will be in touch with you on that if that date works. You know, it's always kind of a tentative date. In case something comes up, we can always change it. But that will be our last meeting. We'll have a live Zoom meeting, talk about the end of the year, and talk about the next school year as well. So that is all I have. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll talk to you in May.